what we're going to be doing in Carson City next week, and we got a lot of work, guys. We got a lot of work. But we feel good. We feel good because we were able to look around this week and see a lot of you down here in Clark County over at the Grand Story Building testifying on Wednesday, for example. We feel good because we know when we come home, we can talk to Chris, we can talk to Roberta, we can let you know what's going on, and you can give us the support that we need. So just let me give you a couple of examples of what's going on right now. So we started off the week last week very good. On a very good note, my colleague, Senator Pat Spearman, introduced her equal pay bill. And that was one of those things where we had a lot of people up there. It happened to be grassroots lobby day. We had people up north and down south, and everybody was rallying around this idea of finally us being able to get equal pay for equal work. And I think that's an important thing to do. Let's give it a hand again. There's another bill out there. Senator Roberson is in fact on the right side of this issue. The left side, right? He's on the right side of this issue. He has a bill that's going to be heard on Monday. We think that it's, again, on the right side. It doesn't go quite as far as it needs to, we don't believe, and Senator Pat Spearman's bill does a lot more, I think, to enable those who've been aggrieved by discrimination on the wage front to be able to recover more. So we're going to be working with Senator Roberson and others who are really interested in moving this forward to do so. So Monday and Tuesday were relatively good days in that regard. Then Wednesday came around. Wednesday came around, and again, this is a bill by my colleague on the other side of the aisle, the Majority Leader Senator Roberson, put out a bill, SB 175. I give it a 3/4 boo because there was a 1/4 component where yet again he was on the right side of the issue. But we know the MO. The MO they've done since week one is to take our good ideas, ours as in Democrats, the good ideas, and they're going to kill me for saying this. Any kids in here? And to bastardize them by putting in bad stuff. They did it week one with prevailing wage, where they added that to a bipartisan agreement to roll over school bonds to help Clark County and other schools, districts around the state to build schools. They did it with this bill too. To be sure, it's a great idea that Senator Debbie Smith has been working on for months. She's been working on the concept of saying that if you've been convicted of domestic violence, or if you are under a protective order based on domestic violence-based issues, you cannot retain any weapons you have, guns that is, or obtain any new guns. That's to protect the as women. And Senator Smith has been working on that bill in concept for months. So is Senator Roberson apparently. He's working on a bill comparable to that, which again is on the right side of the issue. I commend him for that. I give him the proper credit for that from the dais before I started asking him about the other provisions of his bill. We don't think again that it goes far enough. Senator Smith's bill has a few more protections in it. We're going to try to press that forward. But there were other parts of SB 175 that present grave issues for us. One of those things dealt with reciprocal CCWs, which is something that Senator Settlemeyer in a different bill has tried to push, and Senator Roberson just chunked that into his bill, 175. And so he's already agreed that he will let that be taken out since somebody else is dealing with that. But there's another part of the bill that, if you ask me, frankly, it's a political calculation that seeks to pit communities of color versus women. Makes you want to choose which is more important. Makes you want to say, do we want to protect survivors of domestic violence, or do we want to stop stand your ground type laws that more adversely affect people who are black and brown? And so we had a humongous discussion about that. And again, we looked out the crowd and we saw a lot of folks in the audience. Some of you are friends. We saw some of you. Erica was testifying from Grant Sawyer and holding a rally for us, talking about what, even if he doesn't want to call it stand your ground, he said it's an extension of the Castle Doctrine. Look, so I told Huffington Post, I said, you can call it stand your ground, you can call it Castle Doctrine, you can call it spam, I don't care. The truth is, when you expand the definition of what's called justifiable homicide to include the protection of a vehicle, then we have a problem where you may have more innocent folks being killed. And I cannot, in good conscience, I cannot in good conscience support any bill that's going to subject potential innocent lives to additional murders under family limits. So, you are correct. They have horsepower. No horses, you're right. She said cars are not horses, and I said she's right. But so in any event, we've been working. I've been trying to implore upon Senator Robeson the appropriateness of separating all of that mess out, and let's put through a very clean and good bill that protects survivors of domestic violence. He didn't think he can get it passed in the assembly without adding this other stuff in, and so I called his bluff and I said, I don't think that's true. And guess what? I was proven right, because just yesterday, the most advocate, whatever, the pro-gun person out there, Michelle Fiore. Oh no, wait a minute, don't pull on this one. Don't pull on this one. She tweeted, Aaron Ford is right. If you send us a domestic violence bill that's clean, we'll pass it. So the ball is in Senator Robeson's court. Call him, tell your friends to call him, tell his constituents to call him and say, wipe the mess out. Let's send a domestic violence bill. It can be yours, Senator Robeson, if you want the credit for it. We don't care. We want to protect Nevada's women, and you can be the one if you want your bill on it. But if you don't want to mess your bill up, we got another one, and it's called Senator Smith's bill. So let's just get it done. So in any event, so thank you very much. Next week we're going to have some very good announcements. We're going to be talking about student loans. I have a bill out there that we'll be introducing pretty soon that's going to try to help students with their student loan debt in order to expand and protect the middle class. So thank you again for having me out. Great to see you all. Y'all have a great week.